Hi everyone, thank you for watching. In today's quick video, we're going to explore the difference between compound interest and simple interest. Now, this great man, Albert Einstein, says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Well, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of respect for Albert Einstein. He's a very intelligent man, and we all know all the great things that he invented and discovered. Now, what's the definition of compound interest? What is it? Well, compound interest is the addition of interest to the principal of a loan or deposit. In other words, is interest earned on interest. It is the result of reinvesting the interest rather than paying it out, so that the interest in the next period is then earned on the principal sum plus previously accumulated interest. All this long explanation, all this saying at in each following period, you will earn interest not only on the principal, but the interest that you earn on the previous period. So it's just like you're earning interest on interest. That's basically what it is. Um, in order to help us to do a fair comparison, we need to look at then what is simple interest. Simple interest is basically just the interest you earn on the principal. It's, it is the interest calculated on the principal portion of a loan or the original contribution to a savings account. So that's it. That's all it is. It's just interest on the principal. And the formula for calculating simple interest is the principal times the interest rate times the term, right? The term is whatever length of time that the money was in the account. Okay. And now this is the formula for calculating compound interest. It's A, the amount, it's equal to the principal times 1 plus the rate divided by n raised to the power of nt. In this formula, A is the amount at the end of the time that the money was in the account, and P is the principal amount that you start with. R is the annual interest rate, usually as a decimal point in the formula. And then T is the time in years. Okay. And N is the number of time per year that interest is compounded. Um, if you are not very familiar with this formula, it might seem complicated, but it's really not. It's only three components in the calculation. P, the principal, is just the principal is the amount of money that you started with. So if you open an account with $10,000, then P is $10,000. And then the one in the formula is just to, this one is just help you have, in the results, it will take into consideration the principal. Because if you don't put the one, the results you're gonna have, it's gonna be less than the principal you started with. It's gonna be wrong. And R is the interest rate, N is the number of time that is compounded. So if it's compounded monthly, then N will be equal to 12 because there are 12 months in the year. And once you get all these, it's very simple to calculate it. Now, let's just go ahead and jump out of the presentation real quick and do some calculations using this Texas Instrument calculator. So let's say someone deposit $10,000 in the bank. Okay, $10,000. There you go, $10,000. And let's just assume they keep it there for 5 years. Okay, using simple interest, how much interest would they have been earned on this amount in 5 years? Well, the formula for simple interest is principal times the rate times the length of time that it's in there. So it's gonna be 10,000 times, let's say they earn, I don't know, 7%. It's gonna be 10,000 times 7%, that's 0.07, times, it's there for 5 years, times 5. And that's it. over the course of 5 years, they would have earned $3,500 in interest on that amount, assuming that every time they get paid interest at the end of the year, they just take the money out. They don't leave it in the account. That's what simple interest assume. You assume that you don't leave the money in the account, you just take it out. Okay. Now for that same amount, let's just assume that they did not remove any interest. They leave it in the account. And let's just say the interest is compounded yearly, just to make this simple. How would we calculate that? Let's say it's compounded monthly, because that's how let's just make it as close to reality as possible. Let's say the interest is compounded monthly, and then they leave the interest in the account. How would we calculate that? Well, the formula says the amount is equal to the principal, which is 10,000, multiply by 1 plus the interest rate, which is 7%, 0.07, and compounded monthly, that means n is equal to 12. So we'll divide that by 12. And since the money was there for 5 years, we're gonna raise this to the power of nt. N is equal to 12, and the years is 5. So 5 times 12 is 60. So we're gonna raise this to the power of 60, and it's equal to 14,176. So on the first one, with simple interest, we earn $3,500 in interest. With compound interest, we earn 4,176. Now, the difference in the amount of interest get a lot larger the longer the time is, and we will see very quickly in the next slide what I mean. See, in 5 years we have a difference of like 4,176 minus 3,500. 4,176 minus 3,500. That's a difference of $676.25 just in 5 years. So if we extended that out to like 20 years, the difference would be even more dramatic. Now, let's go back to our presentation and to the next slide. Now, this is a graph of an investment of $10,000 over the course of 20 years. Okay, now the orange line showed the simple interest, no compounding. And if over the course of 20 years, if you invested $10,000 and every year when you get an interest paid, you take it out of the account, you would have ended up with $30,000 at the end of 20 years. But with compound interest, if you leave the interest in the account and earn interest on top of that, you would have ended up with $67,275. So that just shows you how powerful compounding can be the longer out the time is. Right? So the moral of this story is, if you have an investment, just don't take the interest out. Leave it there to earn interest on top of it. Now, this is it for today, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more videos coming up, and they will be coming on a regular basis. If you find this useful, share it with a friend, and please subscribe. Okay, thank you.